And we're back. We're back in our new studio. Lots of changes. So listen, big news. I have a new guest. He's been in the entertainment business for around 25 years. After a short stint drawing comic books like Mortal Kombat, he ended up working in TV animation, with his earliest gigs being the X-Men '97, the original. His directing credits also include The Batman, Dead Space Downfall, The Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Transformers Prime, Invincible, Young Justice, Harley Quinn, and The Watchmen Chapter 2. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a brand new guest, Vincent Honk.
Okay.
What's up?
Okay. So, nice to see you.
Yeah, that's some guy that he's not here, thankfully. Just throw it over there. He's
All right. Man, I'm a pretty big fan of the show.
all right.
Thanks for having me on.
Good to see you, Vince.
I'm like,
Yeah.
is this for me? You're here, right here?
Yeah.
Or? Okay.
Yeah, our producers said you like the non-alcoholic variety.
I do.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
We only have one. There's actually wine inside of this.
Oh, nice.
It's probably from '75.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be able to smell it because the cork is rotted.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. You can actually smell it. It's like,
No, I believe you.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got like a stain going down the inside of
the
his. Okay.
That's the wine.
It looks like someone's drunk a little bit.
Yeah. I drink a lot. Not a fan. Hey, so I hear.
Well, hold on. I have to correct you on my name. It's common misspelling, but it's actually Vinton Hoyk.
Oh. Yeah, that's. Are you sure? Because the producers said Vincent. So you draw little pictures when you draw the cartoons? Do you do the drawing? Is that how it works? When you
I
draw
guess
the
more
cartoons?
or less. Some of the stuff I've worked on is computer animated. Yeah.
Oh, so you just like hit a button and it does it for you, right? Kind of.
Well, it's a little more complicated than that. I don't always do the drawings. I'm a director, so I.
Oh, okay. That's good. All right, I'm proud of you. But X-Men '97, huh? The real one.
Yeah.
Did you draw that where Wolverine was laying there on the bed looking at that photo? Do you know who did that?
I don't, but I was told to not lean into those kind of shots because overseas had a tendency to. I had a scene where Wolverine was eating a hoagie, and I was told I need to be careful how I framed that because of overseas. Had a tendency to misinterpret things.
I appreciate you saying hoagie. That's what people out here call submarine sandwiches for some reason. You didn't do the rogue shot or acid sticking in there, did you? That wasn't.
No, sadly that was not my work.
Well, enough about cartoons, because they're for kids. I'm not a kid.
Yeah.
I'm actually older. I don't watch cartoons. Yeah. But you know what I do watch? Flash Gordon. Well, let's get into it. I really want to talk to you about Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
And,
I'm not proud of the fact that it's kind of like, I don't know, as someone who appreciates film as a director, if that should be on my list of favorite movies, but it is.
Fooey, I say. Yeah. All right, well, and it's great that you're here because you're a director, and the guy, what's funny, because the guy that is always here, ironically, he looks like fucking Ming the Merciless. He looks just like Ming. Bald with this goatee, and
he looks like me.
Oh, sorry I'm late, guys. Guys? Why? I'm Jeff Allen.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
All right. So,
call the producers real quick.
I guess I'm not the only guest tonight.
You guessed.
I thought I was only having Vincent here tonight. Vincent Honk.
Vincent Honk, the world famous cartoon director?
All right. Well, okay.
Wow.
All right, let's see. Okay.
What'd they say?
They said to give you a beer.
All right.
Thanks.
Well, okay.
I apologize, Vincent.
Well,
Anyway.
I am a fan of your work. I
Oh.
say most of the time you're right and he's wrong.
All right. Well, he's just going to be quiet. And he's not going to say anything because you're the guest.
Oh.
So anyway, let's talk about Flash Gordon. Listen, here's after seeing it, and I'm totally serious about this. Better than Star Wars Episode 4: New Hope.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa. Okay.
Those are fighting words, big time, man.
You know, I was thinking about that though. I'm not totally.
Okay.
I'm not totally.
Yeah.
Saying you're wrong.
Okay.
As far as sheer fun.
It is the movie that George Lucas wanted to make. Everyone knows, right? He really wanted to make that, and it was tied up. The rights were tied up, and he
with Dino De Laurentiis, the guy who actually made Flash.
So he made Star Wars instead.
Yeah.
Which great. Those first three, great. Whatever, we can get into that at some point.
But it's a bit sullied now.
Yeah. It's fucking Superman, Richard Donner Superman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I put him right on the same level, and I'll tell you why. The Richard Donner Superman has its issues, but it's magical, right? It's one of the best superhero movies ever made.
Yeah.
But the whole turning back time thing is what screws it up. Flash Gordon, what screws it up for you? Is there a scene in it where you go, this is too campy? For me, I'm going to answer first and then I'll let you go. But for me, it's the silly football game he plays.
Oh my God.
Right? Dun, 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 dun. So he's throwing around the football. And it's just kind of go fast, go. It's a little goofy. But if you take that out, it is the most true to the source material. It hits the same beats as the original serial. They made him a football player because he was originally a polo player back when the thing was made. But everything else, even the designs, everything is so true to its source material. Anyway, that's why I give it so much props. And then we could get into the set design and everything. But what were the things that make you go, I'm kind of embarrassed to say it's like one of my
None.
favorites?
Because that's just part of the joy of the film. Right. Is that sometimes it is too cheesy and it is too corny.
But what's cheesy? What's cheesy?
Sam Jones's acting.
Which was mostly dubbed.
Oh, yeah.
By himself, though, right?
No.
I don't think it was.
No, get out of
it. There was something. I watched this documentary called Life After Flash in preparation for this. Did you guys see that?
I watched that a while ago. So.
Yeah, and there was some issues after the filming was made, after the thing was shot, and Sam Jones was supposed to do promo and like a lot of the audio looping and stuff like that. But some disputes happened, and he didn't do any of it. So.
Yeah, because he had a fucking big head.
Yeah,
his manager was talking him up, right?
Right.
Something like that.
I heard anywhere from 5% to 95% of the movie was dubbed.
Wow.
But there's conflicting reports, so no one will ever know.
Wow. Next thing you're going to tell me is that Andie MacDowell didn't do her own voice in Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan.
What?
I don't know nothing about that.
So no, I don't think there's not one scene I wouldn't have in there because him telling Vulcan like "you loony bird," all the cheesy lines. It's just part of the fun of the whole experience.
Yeah, and I got a bone to pick with you, pal.
Uh-oh.
Sir. Yeah. A bone to pick. The football scene is my favorite scene. Of course,
the whole movie.
Pretty much. I mean, I love that fucking movie. Every scene is like up here, and then there's some scenes that are down here, but that's up there with all of the great scenes.
Right. Okay, I'm not going to argue. So what's down there?
What's down there? Well, first of all, God dang, I got to say, my mom would go Flash, go! She would do that all the fucking time whenever that movie came on.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was so fun because it wasn't a football. It reminded him of football. He had just woken up just got his bell rung basically, and he sees all those guys lined up, and he's like, this is what he knows. Yeah. The football scene was fun, Voltan, like knocking that one dude out every time he got up.
It was a
The
fun
little
scene.
guy
I'm with
poking the
Jeff,
dude in the
as
butt.
usual.
Yeah, but
Him rolling on his side and bowling pins.
I'm not saying it was bad, right? I'm saying I liked it, right? But
sound like it.
for the people that are critique it and say it's campy.
Oh my god! Then they could. There's so
The whole
it's
movie
endless.
is campy.
It's endlessly critiquable.
Yeah.
I mean, the opening scene. The opening scene. If you're not going to go into it to enjoy a campy, corny ass movie, I mean, the opening scene is like because he's got big buttons that say "hot hail"
An
in
earthquake.
English.
I look at that.
What
It's
is
supposed to
this
be from
planet
another
called?
planet.
Okay.
What's this planet called, Clytus? It's called
Earth.
Earth. Oh, perfect.
And the-
Earthquake.
and
I
the
got a
planet-
button for it
and the
right
planet
here.
is like this cheap ass piece of plastic.
Okay, so you guys aren't
I'm not saying
talking about like
I'm saying I enjoy.
you're ignoring the source material. If
No,
okay,
we're not.
if you watch the serial and
Yeah.
they had those buttons, would you go, "Oh, that's so stupid. Look at that." What?
Yes, I would, but I would still watch and enjoy.
But that's silly though. That's
You're missing the whole point. Is that this 80 movie, the 1980 version, I was going to say 80s and stopped myself, is a loving recreation of that.
Yeah.
So they
Right.
follow that they didn't know. They didn't have any choice but to make it campy. It wasn't campy back then. It was serious.
Well, it was a weird mix.
Right?
That's what's so great about it is it's not like wink wink. It's like it's this weird mix of like maybe intentional comedy, but also sort of unintentional. It's like it's a weird line you don't know.
Well, the writer, I watched the interview with him on the DVD. I think we had the same DVD with the Alex Ross cover. But the writer was he had written a Batman script for Batman, and apparently people hated him for it. I don't know if he wrote the Batman movie with Adam West and with the shark repellent and all that. I don't know what Batman movie he was talking about, but he was saying he couldn't take the source material seriously with Batman and with Flash. He couldn't take it seriously, so he had to do it campy.
But it didn't start out. I mean, it went through like rights. The guy who had it originally, it was Nicholas Roeg, I guess. And so he sat with it and did this like really serious treatment. Right. And then it went to the hands of a guy that was like a writer on the '67 Batman series. So it was like it sort of mixed the two things together, kind of like Superman.
right.
Except a little more. I'd say a little more. But the telecommunications, where he's sitting in the spaceship with Princess Aura, and he's talking to Dale, and he's like, "Hey Dale, you're there." Over. Like he's on a walkie-talkie.
I'm with you, Dale. Just concentrate hard and think to me. It's telepathy. Over.
This be real.
Because he was a Boy Scout. That was what was so
Yeah,
great about
right.
Flash. He was an
Totally.
innocent guy. He was like the ultimate good guy. All American Boy Scout, and I love that about him.
Right.
And you didn't really get that with the Buster Crabbe version.
Yeah, I feel like the filmmakers like at least knew that it was like the treatment with Superman, where flying still the safest way to travel, like that. That they knew they were like making
Riding
something
the
that-
line.
Yeah.
Something that
Okay.
was-
I mean, I think that leans more into his character, like in Superman when he says stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I don't go, "No, that's campy."
Mhm.
I think that's beautiful. I think that's just honoring his character.
Yeah.
It's who he is. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
it's
of
honoring
course.
the character.
But yeah, it's like a much pervier version of Superman because in that same scene too, he's like, "Oh, you're like because Aura's all over him." He's like, "Oh, this girl's really turning me on."
Well, there was a lot of that Italian, kind of sexiness, of the.
And that's what's great about it too. Honestly, it's like it does have this innocent, I would say, kind of campy quality, but it's also got this weirdly oversexed kind of pervy. Like when they're up in the rocket ship, it looks like a giant dildo, and then they're going through the big amoeba space vagina, and they're just like Dale and Flash are like passed out and all sweaty. And
Oh yeah, that whole scene, that was always uncomfortable to watch with my parents in the room, where Dale's just like all sweating and like.
I didn't get the Freudian penis, vaginas, clouds, or anything. I didn't get any of that.
And the boar worms? No,
You're the one that
father,
drew the
not the
roads.
boar worms.
The ships. That's another thing. The art direction was incredible. The ships were right out of the serial.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
And easily they go.
Yeah.
Like I think in today's world, if they try
Yeah.
to do it, You go, oh, let's change the ships. And make
No, that's
Yeah,
that's
it would
true.
be, it would
Yeah.
be, it would be CG. It would be too fast. Everything would be moving way too
Yeah.
fast. You know, the Hawkman flying with the big plastic wings barely flapping. You know, that could look awesome today. But I think if they made a Flash Gordon movie today, it would have to be.
It wouldn't have to be, but they would make it that way.
It would have to be, not like I wouldn't want them to do this, but they would. I think it would not be camp at all. They would take it seriously, like Superman, like Star Wars. But Flash Gordon, 1980, was not taken seriously. It was done tongue in cheek.
But at times it was taken seriously, and that's why it's just this beautiful mix. Because I mean, Andy is onto something because there's a real sincerity to like the Baron. I mean, Timothy Dalton. He just delivers it all like straight, like
everyone
Shakespearean
is
actor.
perfect in their role. Clytus, he's like Shakespearean guy. Like everyone is just so.
Ming is. It's like I hate to say it, but
that might be his for me.
Well, in my opinion, it is. I know he's an Academy Award winner. But with the Seventh Seal. And
Dude, what the fuck happened to Max von Sydow?
I don't know.
Why was he in Flash Gordon?
And then Conan.
Strange Brew.
And Conan.
Well, Conan the Barbarian, that was supposed to be a huge epic. The Exorcist.
Supposed to be?
No. The Exorcist. Yeah, well, it was a flop when it came out.
Conan
dude.
the Barbarian?
Yes!
No, it was.
Yes, it was.
For the record, it was not a flop.
It was a fucking flop.
It didn't cost that much money to make, and it made it back, and that's why they made Conan the Destroyer, because the first one was a success.
No, because the first, well, okay, maybe so.
All right,
now I got to
you can
figure
fix
this
in
out.
post. You can look it up. Like, I thought I was supposed to be the guest here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought it's just Max von Sydow is doing all these B movies.
Yeah.
You know, the Seventh Seal. I mean, you know, he was like, how come he was not always in all these?
Well, because he made Flash Gordon, and then it was like, oh,
and then it was like a downward.
And then he made Conan, so it was this.
He made that deal with Dino De Laurentiis, you know.
Yeah.
Dino, I would be an old.
But he was fantastic. He might be the best thing in the whole movie.
Yeah,
the best looking Ming ever.
You know what? Oh my God, beautiful. I heard the suit weighed like 70 pounds and was just killing him carrying. Dude, the costumes were.
Yeah, I wish I could remember the name of the guy who designed all that shit. But yeah, but he was like it's like he took the comics and then he just did a brilliant sort of like his own kind of layer reimagining to the whole.
Brian Blessed, a guy who was the Hawkman guy,
Yeah,
and he said, I think this is what he's claiming. He says that Von Sydow was saying like, I need to do something as I'm entering. This is my first time as Ming entering, you know, and I'm just supposed to walk up these stairs or whatever. And Brian Blessed said, I think it was him. He says, "You use your hands, like do something." So if you notice, like when Ming is just hanging out, he does this stuff with his hands.
A lot of these.
He does a lot of that, and it's really cool, man, because he's got these like glove things on anyway.
I love it when he's just picking grapes and he's watching his daughter get tortured by the boerworms.
Oh, yeah.
Should we stop the torture?
No.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
so great.
It's so good. I will say, I think I've seen Flash Gordon more times than Star Wars.
Because it's a
The New
better
Hope.
movie. I mean,
I
look,
don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true, actually.
But
but it's just as sheer entertainment. I just like as many times as I watch it, I just never get tired of it. It's just always.
I'll tell you why I probably am saying that. Because over the years, Star Wars is just it's lost its shine for me.
Yeah.
So maybe that's
even
it.
Superman, you know, the first one's so great, and then just
And
but Flash is just
Flash,
like
it's on its own. They never made. They were gonna make a trilogy, but they never did.
that's true. Maybe it's better they did it.
Maybe, yeah. You know, they made a comic, and it's our old. This guy, I almost exposed who I really am. No, this guy, a guy we worked with on Big Guy and Rusty, Jeff Parker. You know Jeff Parker?
Oh, yeah.
You know he's a great comic writer.
Yeah,
He's amazing. And he's a great artist, too.
He actually wrote a Defenders of the Earth series,
and he
which
wrote-
had Flash Gordon and Ming and
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He
Yeah.
did some Flash Gordon stuff. He was good at bringing back. He did. I can't remember the name. Not King's Watch. It was something.
no, that was the Defenders of the Earth characters. It was
Oh,
Flash
maybe
Gordon,
that's
the
it.
Phantom,
He did
Mandrake the Magician.
The Ming would constantly change his.
Oh yeah, like
Costume
in
changes.
every outfit
For
was
no reason.
amazing.
There's no reason. You
Yeah,
know, it's
the
just-
red outfit, and then he changes to the black outfit.
Yeah, face.
On the music, you haven't even
We
talked
didn't
about
talk
the
about
music.
bro.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
like the greatest.
Why? Who did the music?
The Queens. Did you know that?
yeah.
That's what
Right,
you know,
yeah.
what they were called. Who were the Queens?
Yeah.
The regular composer of the film was also amazing. Maybe you could flash his name up there or something.
The cues hits are great. I do not flash.
I do not.
Yes. Dude, it hits right at the right moment.
I actually still get chills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a great
Ajax. That's the coolest name for a warship. The Ajax is coming in. The music. Spike's wing. Oh, man.
But it's funny and ridiculous, but it's also awesome.
What's ridiculous? There's nothing ridiculous about that. It's not funny. I'm trying
Cocktail.
It's not silly. It's a fucking. I don't know.
Did you ever notice Clytus's golden arm?
Oh, I don't think I have.
He only uses his left arm the whole movie. His other arm is gold.
There's probably a whole story behind that.
Because back in the day, we would only see it cropped, on our square TVs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when they're going into that big, not the throne room where Ming comes up, they're walking through it. They're in there later for the wedding, I think. It's got those big black Ming heads with the gold eyebrows and the gold facial hair. Like, I had never seen those before until the DVD special edition. Like, what the fuck? You're getting to see the whole fucking screen, the whole scene.
Oh,
and it's just fantastic. And when Flash is getting walked to the gas chamber, Clytus is standing there, and you just see his big-ass gold arm, and I was thinking, well, he would have been cut off, because Flash is coming in from this side, and there's Clytus.
I think Clytus should have survived that. I think
his death was the
the
best.
Right.
The best deaths ever, because it just happens like that, and then he's dead.
Yeah. That's so great. The way he launches him too. He throws his legs first.
Flash, like, okay, I'll kill him for you.
Clytus.
Dude, so badass. Yeah, I heard Clytus was the actor. He's like, why killing me off? I want to come back because we're making some more. He actually wanted to be Clytus in the sequels.
Yeah. But he did. It looked like his hand at the end that reached in and grabbed the ring. So maybe it was like a clone or something.
Yeah.
Prince Thun, and he was a Lion Man in the original.
Oh my God!
They didn't even bother to make him that at all. They just made them all black. And the actor who played him, and he's got this great voice.
He does.
And you hear it in the Queen soundtrack.
Death to me.
Yeah, but in the movie, they dubbed it with a white guy.
Oh yeah. No, they pitched it.
Yeah, so you think his great voice is from the white guy that's dubbing his voice from the movie.
No.
But in the soundtrack, you can hear his original voice.
Higher pitched.
Yeah, we the people of Ardentia. It sounds more like that instead of the Death to Ming.
Your Majesty, we the people of Ardentia, we have suffered since you blasted our kingdom.
We, the people of Ardensia, we have suffered since you blasted our kingdom.
What was he planning on doing?
Death to me!
Well, what else is he gonna do?
Get a little closer.
Yeah.
Death to me. You know what I mean?
Or don't say it.
Yeah, exactly. What about Topol as Dr. Zarkov? Fucking great, man.
The smoker's tooth polish. Do you know what I'm talking about, Corey?
See this ugly yellow stain?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
How sad is that? Oh, man.
It's a smoker's tooth polish.
Yeah.
70s. Topol.
But look, here's Topol, the smoker's tooth polish.
Topol, they call it, yeah. It was basically toothpaste for smokers.
Dale Arden, too. Whatever her name is.
Perfect.
Melody Anderson.
Melody
Anderson.
Dude, I saw her in the documentary. She looks great.
Excuse me.
I haven't seen her in a long time. She looks great. Yeah, she looks great. And listen, Sam Jones, say what you want about his acting, but that he's like Captain America, dude. He would actually make a great Captain America. He played the Spirit. He was in
The Spirit, yeah, the TV movie, yeah.
Well, what do you think?
Maybe you ought to lie down again.
Which I remember seeing, not hating. It's been ages since
I
I
kind
saw
of
it.
liked it, actually.
He looks great. I tell you what, he's one of the most handsome men I've ever seen. It's insane how handsome he is.
Yeah.
Like his hair is that perfect hair. He's incredible, man.
Perfect hair for 1980.
Yeah, man.
And it was
Feathered.
bleached like crazy,
Yeah.
right?
But still, right? I mean, why didn't he keep going? He should have kept going.
Well, I think because of the whole Flash experience and how his agent gave him bad advice and sabotaged his whole career. You know?
He did have he had a great TV show on NBC back in the late
I was
80s.
trying to remember that.
With
The Highwayman? Was
with Jocko. Remember Jocko, the guy from Australia? He had like the bowl cut, not the bowl cut, but the jar cut.
Energizer guy?
Yeah, you were like, wow, guy.
What's the longest lasting battery you can buy? I'm gonna surprise ya! New Energizer!
And the two of them they were like bounty hunters on the highway.
I want to see that again.
Yeah.
I saw part of one episode like when it first came out.
Yeah, that was like I think a Stephen J. Cannell production where he was just letting them out, like just farting them out, like Hardcastle McCormick, did great. Like, what else did Riptide? There you go.
Renegade.
What about this one? Renegade. Oh God. Yeah.
I've noticed you've had some really weird names of people that like worked behind the scenes in your credits.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I think we fired a lot. There's a big turnover. It's a brutal business, this Hollywood late night television show.
Their names aren't that weird. You guys. Yeah.
Right.
Don't worry, Gene Herpes. They're not making fun of you.
What about Edwin Fucker? We have a guy named Fucker.
Well, we call him. No, his last name's Smucker, but his nickname is the Fucker. Fucker. Well, real quick, the right-hand man to Voltan, who you keep calling Vulcan, and you say you're a fan of the movie.
Oh.
His name, the guy with the broken nose, did you notice that? The older guy, the one who gets shot.
Oh, what was his name?
His name is Biro. I always thought his name was Nero.
Or Hero.
Because Nero's been hit. I'm going in now. Impetuous boy. That's in the soundtrack, right? And so I was listening to that. I don't watch the movie as often. And then I was watching the movie back, several years ago, and it's on, nice, brand new edition, and I pause it, and I'm like, what the fuck? And his nose is like all the way curved on this side of his face.
Yeah, that was smashed in at some point.
And I was like, oh my God, and I made a post on Instagram, and I'm like, I never noticed Nero's nose was, and I wanted to check and make sure I got its name spelled right, and it says Biro, B-I-R-O. I'm like, what?
Crazy.
And so I was like, and I never knew his name was Biro until right now. And Sam J. Jones liked it. I was like, what the fuck?
Sam Jones.
Sam Jones liked it. Yeah.
You're like, Jones follows you?
No. But I just, tagged Flash Gordon and whatever. And, he goes, oh, Flash Gordon, my phone's going off. Hey, can I come over for meatloaf?
But wait, he's got quite a career. He was doing security. He was a former Marine even before, he did Flash Gordon. And I guess he's doing, private security. I saw footage of him in Tijuana, running around, and I guess he's a bodyguard. And I saw him punching the bag, though. Oh, kind of wacky. He's 50 or 60 years old. He looked all stiff. But he's a tough guy, man. He knows firearms, and he's got his own private security thing. And he says, it's funny because he says, I'll get hired to do private security, and I don't tell him I'm an actor. And he likes that, because then they find out later, and they're like, hey, you're Flash Gordon. And he's like, yeah, but I already proved myself being a good bodyguard first. So that's not how he gets jobs. But I guess he said his phone started ringing after he did Ted, like Ted 1 and 2.
Good.
That was good, man. I enjoyed Ted. What I remember.
I was really happy for him.
Yeah. Good-looking kids, too. He's got great genetics. But yeah, I'd love to see. Everybody would like to see him. What do you think? I'm gushing over here? Is that what's happening?
Why don't you get a room?
If I could get a room with Sam Jones, now you're talking.
Well, one day I want to make a supercut of every time you talk about an actor, you say, he's a good-looking guy, full head of hair.
I know, that's what I always look at. Dude, I gotta say, Sam Jones has the nicest hair still.
He's still got a full head of hair, just like Steve Landisberg. Oh, Richard O'Brien was awesome too, man. You know, they cut tons of his scenes. You know, Riff Raff from Rocky Horror, he was in that, the bald guy.
Oh, yeah.
How badass was it when, I forget her name, she was the evil one with Clytus when she was like...
Oh, Kala, yeah.
And she,
Yeah, big Italian actress, probably
she's
very
ready
famous.
to meet her fate, and then at the last second she shoots this fucking
Fire,
blast
yeah,
out of the ring.
yeah.
That scene probably took, it wasn't even a full second.
This is all practical effects.
Boom!
Yes,
I'm
yeah.
like, where did that
It
come from?
looked
And she's
awesome.
dead. Like, a
It
second
looked
later,
awesome.
she's dead.
Yeah. And the laser goes right through her too.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't absorb into her. It goes.
Man, like, the practical effects of a flame
Yeah.
shooting out of her hand, and they didn't make a big deal out of it. Like, you know, they didn't go, here comes.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, it was just like, boom. And then she's dead.
And it was so surprising too, like to them too, like, oh shit. And Prince Baron just fucking shoots her.
Good editing.
It's not the
Yeah,
Baron.
amazing.
Yeah.
And what was the last thing? Oh, come on now. I gotta really.
Come on.
We gotta talk about the shot, hail flash. You know when he jumps up. Yeah. You know,
Oh,
that
yeah.
fisheye lens.
Long live Flash! You've saved your Earth. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
I mean, to this day, that gives me the biggest goosebumps.
What?
Because when he jumps, he's got
The best head of hair.
You beat me to it. He's got the fullest head of hair.
Oh man.
Okay.
Oh man.
We don't judge.
Stop it.
Yeah, that orb too, that robot was the best too, right? You know, like this Ming is a psycho.
This Ming is a psycho.
Who said that?
Yeah.
You know, and then going down and like, don't wear the gun in my pocket, you know. Follow me. So great.
So much we haven't even covered.
The way he just goes like that to Ming, and Ming like flinches.
Oh,
he's got that like worried look on his face, but he's still defiant.
Yeah.
Goddamn goosebumps.
Yeah, there's like a vein popped out of his head as he's like struggling.
He's still.
Yeah.
Hail flashers, which I kind of didn't understand. Like, was the moon about to crash into the Earth, and then like if you were 1 second late, that was like the gravitational pull. It's like you can't go. It's crashed, or was it like an inch off the ground? Like I didn't quite get that.
Well, they wisely didn't show.
As a director or maybe
Yeah.
a storyboard guy, you would kind of figure, hey, maybe we have to have like a B-roll of like the moon, like, you know, ticking clock thing where you see it kind of getting closer and maybe disrupting the atmosphere. Could have been nice, but yeah, that last shot when he jumps, it was on the back of the album. I had the vinyl album. I played the hell out of that. You know,
that's
just
nice.
if you look at if you have the album, it's that fisheye frozen.
Yeah,
shot,
yeah.
Jumping with his full head of hair. All right, man. That's it.
All right.
Here's to Flash Gordon, the best. I don't know. For me, it's my favorite sci-fi movie. Right? Yeah.
Cheers.
Okay.
No way.
Cheers. Cheers. All right.